Yep. my channel. Hello, welcome to my channel. Welcome. Okay, it's been a while. Right? It's been a while. So how are you doing today? How have you been? It's been a while. I heard from you. Okay, so I want to use this season, this medium, and this privilege to wish you a Merry Christmas. A Merry Christmas because it's the season of Christmas, and a glorious Happy New Year in advance. Yeah, a Merry Christmas to you, you that is watching me, you that is watching my keyboard tutorials, and a prosperous, glorious New Year in advance. Yes. Okay, so if you are just joining me for the first time in this channel, okay, you'll be wondering, okay, what am I doing on the keyboard? What am I playing? Okay, you've been wanting to ask, what am I playing in the keyboard? If you are new in this channel, okay, let me introduce myself. I remain my humble self, Omogbo Bright, aka also known as Bright Keys. Yes, Bright Keys. I'm a gospel artist. Like I said, I'm a gospel artist. I'm a vocalist. I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter, a song composer, and I'm a keyboardist. Yeah, you can see me. I was displaying on the keyboard, right? And I'm a drummer. So, but I major on the keyboard. Right? Yeah. So, what is this channel all about? This channel. So, I'm just trying to explain to you if you're just joining for the first time. Peradventure, you are just joining us or watching this video for the first time. I want to tell you what this channel is all about. So this channel is all about or this video per se is all about teaching you how to become a self-developed pianist, keyboardist, or organist all by yourself. Like I said in my previous lesson, I said you can become a professional keyboardist within the space of 2 to 3 months or 4 months, depending on how well you rehearse on the keyboard, how well you frequently watch my videos and my tutorials, on my tutorials. So so what I'm going to be doing in this video is a series of keyboard training. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be showing you how to play the keyboard all by yourself, how to become a professional all by yourself, starting from the foundation of music, the theory of music, the scratch, the very beginning, the basics, the theory of music, the definition of music, the types of music, types of musical instruments, classification of musical instruments, down to scale, a lot of things I'm going to be showing you. So if you are new in this channel or watching this video for the first time, and you've been wanting to learn the keyboard, or the piano or the organ for years, and it's been difficult, well, this is just chance. This is your opportunity. Here is a golden opportunity for you. So you are in the right channel. You are watching the right video at this moment. So this video is all about teaching you how to play the keyboard, right? So I told you in my previous lesson, I said I've been a keyboardist for the past 12 to 13 years, and I've been a musician for the past 12 years. So all this thing I'm going to be sharing with you and I'll be teaching you is based on what I have rehearsed over the years, my past experiences, my rehearsal with other good instrumentalists, keyboardist, pianist, drummer, guitarist. I've rehearsed and I've played in, like I said, I've played in groups, I've played in churches, I've played in seminars, in crusades, I've played majorly everywhere. I've played in bands. So I discovered and I found out that there are a lot of persons who want to acquire the knowledge of the keyboard, but they have one challenge or one factor hindering them. So I said I want to cover all of that. So this is an online YouTube training, online keyboard lesson, an online keyboard lesson. So you don't need to leave where you are. All you need to do is just watch all my videos. Okay, okay, let me tell you, this is lesson 11, lesson 12, and lesson 13. Yeah, if you're just joining for the first time, this is lesson like I said, if you're just joining for the very first time, this is lesson 11, lesson 12, and lesson 13. So I have had lesson 1, I have done lesson 2, I have done lesson 3, I've done lesson 4, lesson 5, lesson 6, lesson 7, lesson 8 down to lesson 9 and lesson 10. So if you are new in this channel, you might want to go back to watch my previous lessons. So in those lessons I taught exhaustively well how to play the keyboard. You don't need to pay any money to anybody to learn. All you need to do is to get what I told you, get your keyboard ready. Then get your writing material, get your notepad, your writing material, then get your pen. So like I said, I'm going to be teaching you everything you need to know about the keyboard. So if you want to learn the keyboard, or if you have been wanting to learn the keyboard and you are just watching this video for the first time, you might need to go back to watch my lesson 1, my lesson 2, my lesson 3, my lesson 4, my lesson 5, my lesson 6, my lesson 7, my lesson 8, my lesson 9, and my lesson 10. So today today is lesson 11, lesson 12, and lesson 13. I'm going to combine them together. Yeah, I'm doing lesson 11. So it's a very long class. Today is going to be a long class. So because I'm doing lesson 11, lesson 12, and lesson 13. Yeah. So if you're new, you are highly welcome. I welcome you once more. Yeah. Okay. So like I said, it's the season of Christmas. It's the season of Christmas, and so I want to officially wish you a merry Christmas and a glorious, prosperous, happy New Year in advance. Yeah, just a few days to the new year. Okay, so let's start from where we stop in our lesson 10, right? So we're going to come to the keyboard now. Let's start from where we stop in our lesson 10. So let's move over to the keyboard. Keyboard time. Hope you've gotten your keyboard ready. Remember, as I said, the only thing I need you to do for me is to get your keyboard ready. You cannot afford not to get a keyboard, because you need to have one keyboard. Because as I'm going to be showing you everything I'm going to be playing, you'll be doing all that I ask you to do on the keyboard. So you need to get your keyboard ready. I said from my previous lesson, I said you can get a Casio keyboard. Like, this is my keyboard. This is a Casio keyboard, right? Are you saying it? A Casio keyboard. I said you can either get a Casio keyboard, you can get a Yamaha product, or you can get a PSR. Or if you can afford it, you can also get a mini grand piano, or an upright piano if you can afford it. But if you can't afford it, just go to if you go to the store where they sell instrument, you can ask them to give you a PSR or a Yamaha product. Just check out the sound, if the sound is okay, and it's probably a 6-octave keyboard or a 5-octave keyboard. Like my keyboard is a 5-octave keyboard. I've already told you how to count an octave, right? I've already taught you how to count an octave, so you can count the octave by yourself. If it's from 5-octave keyboard, it's okay. You can manage it. From 5-octave keyboard down to 6, it's okay. So you can just use it for the now, just to learn, to acquire this knowledge that I'm teaching you. Later on, you can go for the big one, right? Okay, so let's move over to the keyboard. So it's keyboard time. Hope you are with your writing materials, because I'm going to be teaching you a lot of things today. So you're going to be writing, and always remember what I said. I said if you have any questions, always drop them in the comment section. Drop your question in the comment section, right? So let's move over to the keyboard. Hope you're with your keyboard. Hope you're with your writing materials, right? So keyboard time. Keyboard time. Okay. Today I'm going to be teaching you a lot of things. I'm going to be teaching you a lot. Like I said, this class, this is lesson 11, lesson 12, and lesson 13. So it's going to be a long class. a very long class. Yep, a very long class. Okay, can you see the keyboard? Can you see the keyboard? Can you see the keyboard? Okay, so if you are just joining for the first time, you are highly welcome. You are highly welcome. Yeah. Okay, so what do I mean when I said are you still with me? Are you still with me? You still with me? Okay, so I am here. So in our lesson 10, remember I showed you a lot of things in our lesson 10. I taught you exhaustively well what you needed to know. Remember what I said? I said you should get your writing materials ready. Hope you have been writing what I've been teaching you, because you need to have your writing materials. You can always refer to them. This is my notes. You can see I'm using my notes to teach you. So in case by the time you become a professional, when you want to start teaching other people, you need to have your reference back notes in which you're going to be using to teach other people. So it's better you have your notes with you, right? So let's do a recap of our lesson 10. Okay, so I said in lesson 10, I taught you the names of the black and white keys, right? I taught you the name of the black and white keys, and I showed to you the different. I told you they are called sharps and flats. The black is called sharp and flats, right? And I told you there are all 12. There are altogether 12 keys in the keyboard. I told you we have C. We have our C. Have our C. Then C sharp, D. About D sharp, E, F. I told you E does not have a sharp, right? Let me start again. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and C, right? Remember I told you that what I told you in the previous class in lesson 10. And I told you what a harmonic equivalent means, right? So today I'm going to be showing you so in today's lesson we are going to be learning something new. Yes, in today's lesson we are going to be learning something new, something different from what we already learned in our previous classes. Hope you are following me. Hope you are with me. This will be the first time I'm going to be showing you the beginning of the practical section in a long while. Do you get it? So what we are going to be learning today. So what are we going to be learning today? We are going to be learning and introducing the topic called scales. We're going to be introducing what we call scales. SCALES as spelled. Scales. I'm going to be learning what we call scales. I know some of you must have heard the word scales, right? So what is scales? When something like, for example, when I mean my do re mi fa sol la ti do, do re mi fa sol la ti do. This is what we mean. This is what we call scales. I'm just giving you an highlight of it. I've not defined it yet. So so this is the most beautiful part of all the lesson that I'll be teaching you. So you must pay attention to everything I'm going to show you. Yeah. So what is scales? If you have your pen and with your book, you can write down. Scales are the subsection of different notes in alphabetical order. Scales are the succession of different notes in alphabetical order. Did you get it? I said scales are the succession of different notes in alphabetical order, either in ascending order or descending order. What do I mean? I said scales are the succession of notes, of different notes rather, sorry. Scales are the succession of different notes in alphabetical order, either in ascending order or in descending order. What do I mean? Like what I already told you from the scratch head, some of you must have heard what the word scales. Like if I do something like this, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. This is what we call scale. I'm running my whole note from my C down to another C. So this is what we call scale. So I'm ascending like this. This is ascending. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Don't worry. Later on, I'm going to be showing you all this thing I'm doing. I'm just giving you an highlight so you can understand. Later on, I will tell you what I'm doing. I will show you. I will give you the breakdown of what I'm doing. This is ascending. Do, ascending order. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Remember I said scales are the succession of different notes in alphabetical order, either in ascending order. This is the ascending order. Ascending means you are going higher, right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And then descending order. Descending order means you're coming back. So you're descending. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Do, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. So this is what we mean by scales. So like I said, don't worry. If I'm too fast or if you're not getting what I'm teaching, like I said, I'm going to give you a breakdown of what all this thing I'm showing you. Just follow me closely. I'm going to be giving you a breakdown of what all this thing I'm showing you. Okay, so where are we? Okay, so now like I said earlier on in my previous classes, you know, remember I said the first note, or in my lesson 1, in my lesson 2, my lesson 3, if you go to the foundation of my lessons, my previous lessons, I said the first key in the keyboard is to be what? Your key C. This is your key C. The first key in the keyboard or the piano or an organ is what? The key C. Remember? And I told you how to identify them. I said C is before two black keys. This is the two black keys. This is C. Remember, this is two black keys. This is C. Before the two black keys. Before these two black keys is your C. Before your two black keys is your C. Right? So, and I follow after C, followed by D. I told you they are arranged in alphabetical order, followed by your E, your F, your G, your A, B, C. It's the same thing. They brought the same thing here, they brought it here. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. If you're not getting what I'm teaching you and you are new in this channel, just go and watch my lesson 9. Sorry, watch my lesson 10. Lesson 10, lesson 9, lesson 8, so you can understand what this I'm showing you. So I'm just trying to hurry up because today is full of a lot of activities. I have this lesson is lesson 11, lesson 12, and lesson 13. So remember I said this left side of the keyboard is called the bass. Is to back up what this right hand is going to be playing at the right side. For example, anything I'm going to be playing here from the right-handed side of the keyboard, this left side is to back up what this right hand is going to be playing. Did you get me? From here, this my right hand, is to play the melody of any song or the solo or the chord or the triad, while this left hand is to back up what this right hand will be playing. So this left-handed side of the keyboard is called the bass. Let me show you what I mean. Something like I want to play a song. see, so what I just did, I just played a song, a melody of a song. I played He is Lord, He is Lord, Amen. He has risen from the dead. He is Lord. Every knee must bow, every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. You see, when I was singing, I wasn't playing any melody. I was playing triad. This is called triad or chord. Don't worry, like I said, I'm going to be giving you a breakdown of all this thing I'm playing. So while I was doing, this is the melody. So this hand is to back up what this hand will be playing. Like, so this left hand is called the bass. It's to back up what this right hand will be playing. Hope you've gotten that. Okay, so now the right side, the right handed side is played from the middle C. This is the middle C. Don't worry, later I will introduce, I will teach you how I got my middle C. This is the middle C. If you observe me well, I'll be playing my song from here. I will not be playing from this side. I'll be playing from this key. This is the middle C, right? So so today I'm going to be, now after that one, we're going to be going into now in music theory. There's what we call our staffs. In music theory, there's what we call our staffs or staves. I want to digress a little because I'm going somewhere. You know, we started from scales, right? We started from scales. So, but I want to digress a little because I am going somewhere so you can properly understand the foundation and the theory of scale. So, I want to lay a foundation. So, just follow me closely. If you are with your pen and with your book, you can write down all that I'm saying. I said now, don't worry, I'm going to come back to the definition and the introduction and the theory of scale, but let me digress a little so that I can come back. So just follow me. I said now, in music theory, there's what we call our staffs. Our staffs. Staff spelled S-T-A-F-F-S. S-T-A-F-F-S. Staffs or staves. Staffs or staves. You must have heard the word staffs or staves if you're familiar with your music theory or music orientation. You must have heard the word staffs or staves, right? So please pay close attention to what I'm teaching you, because all these things that I'm showing you forms the basics and the foundation of the knowledge of scales, its features and its functions. So I want you to pay close attention. As I was saying, I said in music generally, there's what we call staff or staves, but I will just talk about it briefly. Yes, I will talk about the staves or staffs briefly, but I will just talk about it briefly. I'm not going to go into details about it because our focus for this class is scale, not on staffs or staves. I'm just trying to introduce it so that you can understand, because you're going to be needing the knowledge of staves or staffs later on in running of your scales, right? So just follow me closely. So what is stave? What is stave? Stave. The word stave. Stave. When I mean stave, I'm talking about this word stave. Talking about this word. For example, you're new, you don't know what I'm talking about. I said stave. Stave. Okay, let me do it like this. Okay. Staff or Staff or stave. So this is the word. This is what I'm explaining: staff or stave. Staff or stave. So what is the word staff or stave? Remember, we are learning what today's lesson is all about. Scales. Scales. This is what we're learning today. Scales. Scales. S-C-A-L-E-S. This is what we are learning today. So, and I defined scales for you, what it meant, right? And I already told you what it means, right? And I told you the function of the bass of the keyboard and the right-handed side. But like I said, I want to digress a little, because for you to understand this definition of these scales, the theory, the foundation, and the application, you need to know what we call a staff. A staff in music, or staves. Staff or staves. So I want to define staff or stave, and I want to talk about it a little briefly, so I can move to the definition of, I can move to the application of scales. So just follow me closely, right? So what is a stave? What is a staff, or what are staves? What is stave or staff? What is the definition of a stave or staff, or what do we mean by a stave or staff? Now listen to me, please. A staff is a horizontal line. So when I mean stave, I'm saying the same thing as staff. When I mean staff, I'm talking about the same thing as stave. So just follow me. So if I use stave, it's still the same thing as staff, right? If I use staff, it's still the same thing as stave. So there's no difference. So you can either use stave or staff, any of them. So just follow me. A staff is a horizontal line. A staff is a horizontal line that is made up of 5 lines and 4 spaces. Did you get that? I said a staff is a horizontal line. Horizontal. You know what I mean by horizontal? Something that is straight line. Not vertical line. No, vertical line is like this, from up to down. Horizontal means straight line. Don't worry, I'm going to be showing you this thing later. Just follow me. A staff is a horizontal line that is made up of 5 lines and 4 spaces. 5 lines and 4 spaces. A staff is a horizontal line that is made up of 5 lines and 4 spaces. Let me show you what I mean, so you will understand. Look at it. When I say a staff is a line, is a horizontal line that is made up of what? Of 5 lines and what? 4 spaces, right? 5 lines and 4 spaces. This is what I mean. This is line 1. This is line 1. This is line 2. This is line 3. Line 4 and line 5. Are you saying it? So you cut it here, you close it here, you close it here. This is what we mean by a stave or staff. This thing that I showed you, this stave, S-T-A-F-F, S-T-A-F-F, or S-T-A-V-E, S-T-A-V-E. This definition of staff or stave is what I'm showing you here. It's what I drew here. So we have your 5 lines. This is your line 1. This is your line 2. This is your line 3. This is your line 4, and this is your line 5. Right? 5 lines and 4 spaces. This is your space 1, your space 2, your space 3, and your space 4. If you're familiar with music, or you are very cognizant with the definition and the theory of music, how music works, you must have seen this. You must have seen this this drawing, this pictorial diagram. You must have seen it in music. Peradventure, maybe you must have seen it in movies, or when you go out for music presentation, people are playing with all different instruments. That instrument display from the keyboard, the piano, the drum, the orchestra display. You must have seen this diagram, right? So just follow me closely please, like I said, if you don't understand what I'm showing you, just drop your questions in the comment section. This is the most important part of all the class that I've been telling, all this thing I've been showing you in my previous lesson. This is the most important one. You can't afford to miss this one. You have to understand the definition of scale, the theory of scale, the application of scales, because you're going to scales is what form the basis of what we're going to be playing later in the future. So like I said a staff or stave is a horizontal line. This is a horizontal line that is made up of 5 lines. These are your 5 lines and what? And your 4 spaces. These are your 4 spaces. You can see. Now every line or space, every line, be it a line or the space on the staff, represents a white key on the keyboard. Do you understand? I said every line, this is every line or space represent a white key on the keyboard. Hope you are getting it. I said every line or space in the staff. This is a staff. This is a staff. A staff. So every line, be it the space, they represent the white keys in the keyboard. So before I proceed, let me show you. Let me explain this diagram to you. Let me explain it to you. Okay, so just follow me closely. Now, this staff that you were saying, this staff or stave that you were saying, contains all the white letter names of the keyboard, that's in the white keys. It contains their names and their function in the keyboard. It also contains our major treble and bass clef. Okay, you must have heard the word clef, bass clef and treble clef. You must have heard the word, you must have heard it, but you wouldn't know what it means, right? Don't worry, I'm going to show you what it means. I'm going to explain what it means. Treble clef and bass clef, right? So now what is a clef? What is a clef? I said this staff or stave contains all the white keys, all these white keys you're seeing. Yes, these white keys you're seeing. This stave, they contain it. They are embedded in this stave or staff. All these white keys. Do you understand? Yes. This staff tells the function of the white keys. Tell the names of the white keys. Tell the application of the white keys. Do you understand? It tells everything about the white keys. So please follow me closely as I proceed. And I also told, I said the stave or staff contains what we call treble and bass clef. And I said you must have heard the word bass clef or treble clef, but you may not have known what it means. So I'm trying to explain what it means to you. Okay, I said, so what is a clef? What is a clef? What is this word clef? This is what I'm trying to explain. Clef. Sorry. A clef, not a scale, clef. Are you saying it's C-L-E-F? What is the definition of clef? Music clef. What do we mean by music clef? So just follow me. I said a musical clef. Can you hear me? A musical clef. A musical clef is a symbol. That is displayed at the left hand Are you following me? I said a musical clef is a symbol that is played at the left-handed side of a staff, indicating the pitch of the notes written on it. I go again. I said a musical clef is a symbol. A musical clef is a symbol that is played at the left-handed side. Left-handed. This is left-handed. Left-handed side of a stave. Now this is the left-handed side of a stave. This is a stave, right? Now I said a musical, a clef is what? A clef. I said a clef is a symbol that is played at the left-handed. This is the left-handed. This is the left-handed side of a stave, indicating the pitch. Now, what does a clef does? A clef indicates the pitch. Indicates the pitch of the note that is written on it. Don't worry. Let me explain what I mean. Let me explain what I mean. Now this is okay. Before I explain it, let me just read this to you. Please, you can write down if you want to write down. Let me first proceed so that I can explain everything I mean to you. I said a musical clef is a symbol that is played at the left-handed side of a stave, right? Indicating the pitch of the notes written on it. It's very essential for a musician to be able to read the music in front of them, as it tells them which line or space represents each note. That means a clef is drawn in this stave. This stave is made up of a clef is also made up of staves. So you cannot explain a stave without not explaining a clef. Now this stave contains a musical clef. Now there are four types of musical clefs generally. There are four types of musical clefs generally. There are four types of musical clef generally. Yes, that is commonly used. We have the treble clef, we have the bass clef, we have I said number one, we have the treble clef, we have the bass clef, we have the alto clef, and we have the tenor clef. I go again. I said there are four types of musical clefs. Okay. Oh, please, I want you to pay attention if you're not understanding what I'm saying. I said, okay, let me go again. I said a musical clef is a symbol that is played at the left-handed side of a staff. I will explain what I mean later. Just follow me. Indicating the pitch and every note that is written on it. And I said there are four types of clefs that are mainly used. We have our treble clef, we have our bass clef, we have our alto clef, and we have our tenor clef. There are four types of clefs, right? But for this class and for this purpose, we will focus more on two types of clefs that is commonly and widely used by musicians and in the whole world generally. There are only two types of clefs that is widely and popularly used by musicians. Although there are four, we have like I told you, we have the treble clef, the bass clef, the alto clef, and the tenor clef. But only two of them are commonly used. The two that is commonly used are treble clef and bass clef. Okay, so let me explain all this now. Let me draw it and explain it to you. All this now I'll be saying. So so if you're, please, can you see me? Can you say when you say the paper? So this is what I'm trying to explain here. Just follow me. Now, if you're familiar with music, you must have seen this sign. Can you see this sign? This sign. Are you seeing it? This is how I drew it. If you're familiar with music, you must have. If you're conversant with music theory, you must have come across this sign. Let me draw it again. Now, this sign you see here is called the treble clef. Treble clef. This sign you see me draw is called the treble clef. This is one of the most widely used clef by musicians. It is used widely by musicians and it is used everywhere. You know, this clef, it is later I will start showing you how to put it in the stave. It's a music theory that talks about the pitch of the music. It talks about the notes, every note that is written on the staves. This is a treble clef. Remember I told you, I said there are 4 types of clefs. We have the treble clef, the treble clef, the bass clef, the alto clef, and the tenor clef. But for this course and for this class, we're going to be dealing on mainly 2 types of clef that's widely used. This is the first one that's widely used. This is your treble clef. Your treble clef. This is your treble clef, right? Now I'm going to show you the bass clef. Now let me show you the bass clef. Let me show you the bass clef. Now this is the bass clef. The bass clef. Something like this and something like this. So this is the bass clef. So all those grammar that I was speaking and those things I was saying about the clefs. This is the bass clef and this is what the treble clef. The bass clef is spelled this way. Bass clef. B-A-S-S. Then clef. Right? Now, this is the bass clef and this is the treble clef. Right? So I'm going to be explaining each and every one of them. I'm going to be explaining the treble clef and the bass clef. So please pay close attention. Just pay close attention to what I'm showing you. Pay close attention, please. I'm going to be explaining what it means. Now, for adventure, you might be wondering that, okay, all this clef that I'm explaining, what is even the treble clef? What is treble clef? Okay, what is treble clef? Let's start from there. What is treble clef? Now, the treble clef, this one I just drew here, this treble clef. Can you see it? This treble clef that I drew here. I don't know, I will teach you how to draw it. Just follow me. I don't want you to be distracted. Just follow me. I want to define this treble clef. So what is treble clef? Now the treble clef is also called the G clef. Did you get that? I said the treble clef is also called the G clef because it is a symbol at the beginning of the staff. I will explain with the diagram. Just follow me. I said the treble clef is also called the G clef because it's the symbol at the beginning of the staff, which is the letter G. It is the most commonly used clef today by musicians. Yep. Let me explain. I said the treble clef is also called what? The G clef because it's the symbol at the beginning of the staff, which is the letter G. It is the most commonly used clef today by musicians. Okay, so remember this is the treble clef, right? I said the treble clef is also called what? The G clef. Yes. Do you know why it's called the G clef? Because in the stave, it represents, or it starts from the letter of in which G falls to. Let me explain. Now, let me give you a proper definition, a proper sketching of what I'll be trying to explain. The treble clef, let me teach you what I'll be saying. Now, please, like I said, please follow me closely. This part of this lesson is very important and it's the most crucial aspect of all that I've been showing you. If you can get this thing that I'm showing you with this little knowledge of what I'm showing you, it can later help you in the future in how to sight read music, how to read music, how to sight read and read your music. it's going to help you later on. So please, just it's going to help you how to sight read your musical terms, you know, your brief, semi-brief, crochet, meaning, semi-quiver, your quiver, your you know, all those musical terms to help you. So just follow me. Now I said I was explaining the clef. Now listen. Now see what I'm going to draw. Just follow me. So look at it. So remember, this is our stave. You draw your first line, your second line, your third line, your fourth line, and your fifth line, right? And then you close them here, right? This is what? This is your what? Can you remember? This is your what? This is your stave or your staff. I'm teaching you how to draw your stave or staff. And I told you this is your line 1. This is your line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5. I told you it's a horizontal line that is made up of 5 lines and 4 spaces. This is your space. Space 1, space 2, space 3, and space 4. Now this stave is also it also contains clef, musical clefs. Remember, I've explained what clefs means. So I want to show you how you can draw your clefs inside your stave, because you need to understand what it means. You need to understand how it works. Now this clef, so what I'm going to do, I want to draw the treble clef. Remember I said the treble clef, the treble clef, I said it's also called what? The G clef, right? And I said it's a symbol at the beginning of the staff. It's a symbol at the beginning of the staff, which is called the letter G. It's commonly used by what? By musicians. Now look at it. Now from this second, from this is the can you say it? This is line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, and line 5. Or you can start from the up, whichever way. I started from the down. You can say line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, and line 5. Whichever you want to start from. So from the line 2 here, we're gonna have something like this. We're gonna put a dot. Then we're gonna come this way. Are you saying it? From this line 2 to this line 3. We're gonna do it like this. Then we cut down, come down to here. Then we're going to do it like this. Are you saying it? Then we are done. Did you see how I did it? Did you see how I do it? How I did it? Let me show you it again. Let me show it to you again. You have to understand this thing. It's very important. This is your line 1. This is your line 2. So you put this dot here. Then you go like this. You from this line 2 to line 3, you come here. Then you take it down. Then you come here. Then you music. Then you come down here. Did you get it? Again, the third one. I'm showing the third time. This is your line 2. You do it like this. You put a third. You come here. Then you go up. You come across it here. You cross it here. Did you get it? So this is your stave. I mean your clef. Your treble clef in your stave. Did you get it? Now, every line and every space represent a white key. Now I'm going to be showing you. I'm going to put in the white keys, the key signature and their notes inside this stave. Just follow me. So now we have, let me draw it again. Let me show you. So this is, I remember what I said. This is your, I'm drawing it again. Your line 1, your line 2, your line 3, your line 4, and your line 5. Right? You close it here. Then you close it here. Come and close it here. Now, and you, like I showed you, you put your second your dot. You do it like this. Do you get it? Now I want to show you the I want to put I want to input the letter names of this treble clef. I want to input the letter names of this treble clef. So you must follow me, just follow me closely. I want to put the letter names of this treble clef. Now, so the first letter is your C. Then you have your D. Then remember I told you I explained, I was telling you about middle C. I was teaching you about middle C, but I've not explained it to you. Don't worry, I'm going to explain middle C to you. Just follow me. I remember I also showed that the first key in the keyboard is what? Is your C. That is why we have our C here. The first key that is beginning the treble clef is your letter C. Look at it here. After C is what? It's not the black key, it's the white key we are focusing on. I said this treble clef and the stave contain all the white keys. So after C is what? Is your D. Look at your D here. After D is what? Is E. So the note that begins the first line, this first line here, is your E. So we have your E here. Is your letter E. Then after E, the next one is what? After this line, the next is going to be your space. After E is what? Is your F. Right? It's going to be your space. After your F, now this is the space. It's going to be the next line, which is what? C, D, E, F, C, D, E, F, what? G. We have our G. Can you say it? Now, can you say that? Can you see why I called this treble clef G clef? Because can you see the middle? This place is cut across it. The G cut across this thing here. So that's why it's called a G clef. Look at this line 2. Look at where the G cut across. So that's why this one is called a G clef, right? You can say it here. It cut across the middle. So after your G in following the space, following this thing, what we have your A. Remember I told you there's nothing like I or H in music. After your C, D, E, F, G, there's nothing like H. There's nothing like H, right? So you go to A. This is A. So A is in the space. Your C is the foundation, is the beginning. Your D is close to it. Then your E is what formed the first line in the treble clef. Your E, letter E, is what formed the first line in the treble clef. Then the first space is your F. The first space is your F. Can you say it? The first space is your F. Then followed by your G. G is the second line, which formed the treble clef. You can see it. That's why it's in the middle of the treble clef. That's why it's called a G clef as well. Then your A is the next letter, which is in the space. Then after A is what do we have? A, B. Right? We have B. B is in the line. Look at B. Then after B we have what again? We come back to C. C is in what? C is in the space. After the C, what we have again? We have our D. D is in the line, right? D is in the line. After D, what do we have? It's the same thing. The same thing is D. We're repeating the same thing. So D, E. So the next one is E again. We'll come back to E. So E is in the space. So it's repetition of the same thing. We have your C, we have your D, we have your E, we have your F, we have your G, we have your A, we have your B, we have your C, we have your D. The same thing, it keeps going. Repetition of the same thing. So you repeat the same thing all over. So it keeps going like that. So this is what I mean when I mean my treble. Can you say it? Can you say it? I did this. Okay, hope you're understanding, or you're following me. Hope you're understanding. In case you don't understand what I'm teaching you, please just drop your question in the comment section, please. I will attend to it later. So this is what we call a treble clef. A treble clef contains all the white keys consists all the white keys from your line to your space, from your line to your space, from your to your line to your space, like that. So it contains, and all these keys that you see, they have their functions. They determine or they detect the pitch of which each key will be playing. For example, this C is your do, this C now is your do, this D is your re, this E is your mi, this F is your fa, this G is your sol, this A is your la, B is your ti. So we have your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. We'll come back to so they determine or they give the pitch of which you'll be playing in music. They give the pitch. Did you get it? They determine or give the pitch. So they detect the pitch. So this is how we come about our treble clef. Now, this is the combination of the lines and the space, the lines and the space, the line and the space. Remember what I showed you. Remember what I told you? I said the foundation of every key of the foundation of the keys on the keyboard or the piano or the organ is the letter C. Look at it here. Then followed by D. Look at it here. And I told you that I said the first note that begins the lines in the treble clef is your E. Look at it, your E. After E, then the first note that begins the space, this is the space, first space here. The first space is your F. After the first space, the next one will be G. And I told you this is also called a G clef because it's the G cut across the treble clef in the middle. Look at it, this G cut across it. So it's like that. So I want to give you the differences, those in the letters in the lines and the letters in the space. Did you get what I explained? I said I want to give you the breakdown of the letters, the ones in the space and the ones in the space and the ones in the lines, so you can properly understand them, so it will not confuse you. This is the combination of the letters, the white keys, the space, the line and the space, the line and the space. So, but what I want to do now, I want to give you both the one that's in the space and the different one that is in the line. So just follow me. So let's turn it here. Let's turn it here. Yes, let's turn it here. Or let me give you another one. Let me give you, or look, let's use this particular one. Now see, same thing. Remember, we draw the same thing. Your line 1, your line 2, your line 3, your line 4, and your line 5. You cut it here, you cut it here, right? Then you draw your treble clef. Remember I showed how to draw it already. Put this dot, you cut across it here, then you go down, then you come across it here. This is your treble clef, right? This one I want to give you the one that are in the space first. I want to first give you the one that are the one that are in the lines first before I give it the one that are in the space. So this one I'm not going to combine both this one together. I'm not combining C, D, E, F together. I want to give you, for example, C is not on the line, right? D is not on the line, right? So it's the one that begins the line I want to give you first. E starts with a line. E, then we have your G, we have your B, So if you look at that, which one begins the line? The first one that starts the line is your letter E. Look at it. E. Is D on the line? No, D is not on the line. Although there are lines that are below, they are called ledger lines. The ledger lines are additional lines that accommodate for more notes, but you cannot see them. Yeah, but that one is not really important. Don't put your mind there. Just know that the first letter that begins the line is your letter E, right? So we're going to put E here. I want to tell you the one that are on the line first. We're putting E here because E begins the line, right? E, letter E. So which one again after E? Which one is in the line? We have your G. Can you see it? You have your G. G is in the line again. We'll come back here. G. After G, which one is on the line? After G, G is on the line. A is not on the line. B is on the line. We'll come to B. B is on the line. B is on the line. Right? I hope you're getting it. We have your E, G, B. After B, which one is on the line again? C is not on the line. Letter C is not on the line. D is on the line. So we'll come to D. Put it here. We'll put D here. D is on the line. Right? Hope you're understanding. So we have your E, G, B, D. Right? E, G, B, D. Yeah. Now after D, which one is on the line again? F. F is on the line. So we'll come to F. We'll come to F here. This is the letter F. Now we have this is the ones that are on the line. I'm teaching you the one that are on the line only. We have your E, letter G, letter B, letter D, and letter F. So you can write a short acronym for it. A short acronym. You can say E, letter G, letter B, letter D, and letter F, right? So you can put every good boy deserves Fanta. Are you saying it? My marker is almost running out. This letter E, I write a short acronym so that you can easily remember. Remember, I said I'm giving you the ones that are in the. We are still going to talk about the bass clef, but for the now, we're talking about the treble clef. So I said I'm giving you the one that are aside that are only in the line, right? I told you the first one in the line is what? Your letter E, right? So E, then followed by your G, followed by your B, followed by your D. These are only the ones that are on the line. And I give you a short acronym. You can use this E now. Is every G, good B, boy, D, deserves F, Fanta. So that you can remember the letters that are in the lines of the treble clef. Every good boy deserves Fanta. So E, G, B, D, F. Did you get it? E, G, B, D, F. Did you get it? These are the only letters that are in the lines of the treble clef. Now let's move to the space. The ones that are in the space. The ones that are in the space. Let's move to the one that are in the space. Okay. Okay. Now I want to show you the one in the space. No, we've done the one on the line, so we want to move to the one that is on the space. So let's draw it there. The same thing. You just catch out your line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, and line 5. You cut it here, you cut it here. You get it? So can you remember how I taught you how to draw the treble clef? So you come here, you put your dot, you do it like this, you come this side, then you do it like this. I've drawn it. This is it. It's easy. It's not hard. In case you want to know how to draw it, it's like this. You just put your dot here. Then you put the dot, you come this way. Come this way. And then you do this. Cut it across here. That is all. So I want to give you the one on the space. Now, if you look at it very well, look at this. This is the ground one. Which note is on the first space? On the space of this treble clef, which note is on the space? This is the former one we're working on. So which one is on the space? We have your F. F is on the space, right? Look at it now. F is on the first space. So you put your F here. F. Letter F. Then which one is on the second space? Can you tell me the one is on the second space? We have your F. Then we have your A. A is on the second space. Look at it. After G, G is on the second line. Then we have your A. You have your A here, letter A, right? Then which one is on the third space? Which one is on the third space? We have your A. Then we have your C. The C is on the third space. You put it here. Are you saying it? So we have F A C. Then which one is on the third space? The third space is your E, letter E. So you put it here. This is E. Can you say it? So this is the letter name, that the letter of the white keyboard, the letter of the keyboard, of the white keys, the letters of the keyboard, the white keys that are on the space of the treble clef. This is your F. This is your A. You can see this G is on the line. So this is your F A. Then F A C E. F A C E. Are you saying it? F A C E. So this one, this F A C E is on what? Is on the spaces of the keyboard. Look at this now. So that means the short acronym for it, you can say face. Your face. Your face. You can just put face there. That's the short acronym for it. Yeah, face. You can say it, face. So that is it. So remember I showed that. Remember what I told you? I said this thing that I'm showing you, I'm not just showing you so you can know what it means. You have to understand that it's what formed the basis of even scales, the scales I'm about to teach you. So before you can understand the definition of scale, the theory of scale, the application of scale, you need to understand this whole theory that I'm trying to teach you. Like I said, I'm not going to go into detail in it because I don't want to confuse you too much. It's just a little of it so that you can understand what it means. This thing I'm showing you, this treble clef, it contains both the treble clef and the bass clef contains all the white keys, the names, their names, their function, their application, and their features. For example, I told you at the beginning, this is your C, and in the former one, this is your C. This is C. The time is C is the ground, followed by D, followed by your E. E is the first note on the line. Then your F is your space. We have your G, we have your A, we have your B. The same thing, we have your C. So in a music theory, for example, those are sight read music. Those are played music, like something like this. You're playing music. I don't have my small wood here. If you're with your small wood, I would have taught you. Like you play. Sorry. Now all this are like sight reading. You're sight reading, you're playing, you're not looking at what you're playing, you're looking at a book that they gave to you. But peradventure they will just put the book here. You'll be looking at you'll be looking at it, and you'll be playing it on the keyboard. So this is just the foundation, the basis of it. So you need to understand it. So where am I? So I just gave you the ones that are in the spaces of the treble clef. This is it, right? Hope you're getting it. So the treble clef is also known as the G clef. Is where we play mostly. Is where mostly we play our song from. Now this treble clef now. This treble clef. I didn't give you the definition of your middle C. Now the middle C, look at it, is the foundation. The middle C is the center of the keyboard. Although it is not what divides the keyboard into half. Don't get it twisted. The middle C is not what divides the keyboard into halves. No, is at the center of the keyboard. like this was C now. This is the C in the treble clef. This is the C. You see? So this is the C. After C, we have your D. We have your after D we have your E. After E we have your F. After F we have your G. After G we have your A. After A we have your B. Then we have your C, right? So are you saying it? So this is the middle C, and the middle C, you know, used to be, in most keyboard or piano, it used to be from the C3 or the C4. For example, this is the C, my first C. Sorry, my first C. My second C. My third C. So this is the middle C for my keyboard. Middle C. This is where you're going to be playing. This is where you're going to be playing song from. If you observe what I'll be playing, this is where I'll be playing almost all of my song from. Okay, so the middle C is where you play your song from. Remember I was telling you from the beginning that your right hand plays from the middle C, right? Play from the middle C. You don't use this left hand to play middle C. No, you use your right hand to play middle C. From the middle C upward, maybe you are soloing or you're playing a triad. I told you what this left hand does. This left hand is to support what this right hand is doing. This left hand is to back up what this right hand is doing. So this is the middle C, right? And I show it to you here. This is the C. You can see. So every note you play is indicated by this G clef. Every of the note you play from the middle C is indicated by your treble clef. You see. So that, and it's also called the G clef. Look at it. It's cut across the G. Look at it here. So hope you understand. Then you can drop your question in the comment section. So now let's go to the bass clef. Let's go to the bass clef. The bass clef. Like I told you, this class is going to be a long one. So please don't get tired of it. Let's go to the bass clef. The bass clef. Remember I showed you the bass clef. Remember, you should remember the bass clef. I drew it to you. I drew the bass clef to you. Remember I said the bass clef. Okay, let me show it to you. Let me remember. Yeah, I dropped it. This is the bass clef. Remember your bass clef. These are it's drawn. This is a bass clef. This bass clef is also called F clef. Okay, I've not defined it. Let me define it for you. The bass clef is also called your F clef. You know why it's called F clef? Just the same way I defined the G clef, that the G clef, the treble clef is also called the G clef because it cuts across the G cuts across the treble note. The same way the bass clef, the F note cut across the bass clef. Look at it. So the bass clef is also called the F clef because it wraps around the highest F note on the bass staff. It is usually the second clef that musicians learn after the treble clef. That means the bass clef is usually the second clef that is widely and popularly used after the treble clef. So the reason why it's called a bass clef, this bass clef is like what I showed you earlier on, that this bass clef is for this bass side, this bass, like something like I want to play something like this is your reggae. This thing I just did, maybe I'm playing something like play something like. So the bass clef, all this thing that I'm doing in the bass, is the function. What tells it the application, or what gives it its guidance or features or function, is this thing I'm about to explain to you here. So you need to understand this thing. This thing I'm about to explain to you here. This is what forms what I'm playing in the bass in the left hand side. You know, I've already explained the right hand side. What tells the right hand what to do or form the basis of the right hand is your treble clef. And I'm done with the treble clef. So I want to explain the bass clefs, right? So let me explain the treble clef. So let's proceed. There's no time. Let's proceed. Now this is a fresh note. This is a fresh note. So you have your bass clef to be. Just pay attention, close attention to what I'm teaching you. So the bass clef is your bass clef. That's the same thing, the same pattern. You draw your line 1, your line 2, your line 3, your line 4, your line 5. You first of all draw your stave or your staff. Remember? Then you cut it here, you cut it here. This is your stave, right? Now I want to put the treble. I want to put the bass clef. I want to put the bass clef on it. So usually the bass clef, you start from here. Put your dot. What do? You come from here like this. Then you stop here. Are you saying it? The reason why I'm explaining this thing to you, so that you can understand the function and the feature of what it does. Anything that you see a keyboardist or a pianist play in the bass side, this is what tells it what is playing. This is what tells the pianist what is playing in the bass. So this guides you. This gives you the notes of which you're going to be playing in the bass. That's why I'm explaining it like this. So you need to understand it. Remember, we are still on the definition of scale. So I'm trying to lay a foundation. I'm going somewhere. So remember I said if you want to draw the bass clef, it used to be at the left-handed side. Both the treble clef and the bass clef, they're in the left-handed side. So but I just want to show it to you. You put your dot here, then you come down here like this. It's done. You come back. You should put your dot here, then you cut across like this. It's done already. So we see this is your treble. This is your bass clef. Bass clefs. So let me draw it afresh and put all the letter names of it down for you. Do you get it? Let me put all the letter names for you down. So we have your line 1, your stave, line 2, line 3, line 4, and your line 5. So you cut them here and you cut them here, right? I'm explaining. Hope you understand what I'm showing you. It's fine. Okay, now remember what I said. You put your dot, you come here, then you put it here. Then you put your dots. So I didn't tell you. Sorry, you need to put your dots. The same thing. You put your dots. You put your dots. You put your dots, and you put your dots. You put your dots, and you put your dots. You see? So now I want to put all the letter names of the bass clef in it. So now the bass clef start from, the treble clef start from C, right? Start from C. The bass clef start from E, letter E. E, this is the first note on the bass clef. You put your F, you come to F. Then the first key on the line is G, right? After G, like how we did it in the treble clef, we have your A in the space.